welcome back to my channel. My name is Vivianoseni, and on this channel I talk about everything nursing, lifestyle, motherhood, beauty and all that good stuff. Do well to subscribe below and hit the notification bell so you can be updated on any videos I post subsequently. To my old subscribers, you are the real MVPs, and the new subscribers, I love you all. Thank you for joining the family. Today I'm going to be talking about how to land your first job in the UK as a registered nurse. Alright, so the journey to the UK is one that is very easy and also one that demands a lot of work from you. So today I'm going to be giving you tips on how to land your first job in the UK and to get the most and the best offers as a registered nurse coming from your home country. So before you come to the UK, you must have been a registered nurse in your home country, must have commenced your application process with the NMC, using the new process, of course, at least passed your CBT and at least have passed your English language testing examinations before you think of looking for that job, just because you need an employer who is going to sponsor you in your journey to the UK. Now, how do you get good job offers and land the best job, or at least for an overseas nurse to the UK? One, you have to get a good agency. Now, it's very important that you get a good agency because your agency determines how well and how robust your packages with your NHS can be, and also the conditions attached to your job. Now, a good agency is one who has a good liaison with you and your employer, who is going to give you good benefits from your employer. The agencies are always handy to ensure that your employer fulfills their own part of the employment process and the bonus and the benefits they have promised you before you came into the UK. There are loads of agencies that are out there seeking for nurses for employers in the UK. However, most of them are new and are upcoming and have not gotten the initial experiences. I get loads of questions from people asking me very funny questions, and they are supposedly with a particular agency, and I begin to wonder, are these agencies not supposed to have known these things even before getting people into the UK? But there it is. Just because they do know that, just because their agency doesn't mean they know it all. You also need to do your own homework. Now, I'm going to recommend a website for you all to go and check, and also the jobs you get is dependent on where you want to work in the UK and the location where you want to work in the UK. Now, every NHS job vacancy is always published online. Did you hear me? So if you're interested in any NHS job, you can always get these jobs online on the NHS job website, the nhsjob.uk. I'm going to link the website down here before you. NHS jobs. You'll find every job according to the regions and the areas in the UK, and even in Northern Ireland. You can also find any jobs that you see there. In Ireland, you have the HSC. They also have a website where they have all their job vacancies posted, because in the UK, before they can declare that any vacancy is not occupied, those jobs have to have been posted on this website for a particular period of time, and nobody must have turned up for those jobs during those period of time. Nobody would have turned up who is qualified to take those jobs. Then it can be said that that job is not covered, which is why nursing is on the shortest occupation in the UK immigration system. It's because we have over 40,000 jobs as of today that are not covered, that are needed by the NHS. Now, if you go onto the NHS job website, you'll find all the jobs, every department, every category that is open and available. You even find jobs that are specific to international nurses, especially pre-registered nurses. And those are the jobs I would advise you to take, because in those trusts, they have a set program for international nurses. So you're not going to be left alone, unlike in other trusts. So trusts that have programs for international nurses or pre-registration nurses on their website as job openings are the best jobs for overseas nurses. That is not to say if you find a job without pre-registration nurse attached to it that it's not a good job, but I'm only saying that most of these trusts that put their job vacancies as pre-registration nurses have good standing or have good programs laid out for their international nurses even when they come to the UK. Now, when you go to the NHS jobs in the UK, you find a lot of jobs. Now, depending on where you want to stay in the UK, based on your research and your decision, you're going to find jobs in the NHS, even by the departments that are favorable for you. And you apply to those jobs and wait for the employer to reply you, and also plan an interview for you through the Skype interview. Another way is also for you to seek the care homes in the UK. Now, under the UK VI website, you have lists of A+ rated employers in the UK. You have care agencies and care groups that run a lot of residential homes and care homes and nursing homes in the UK. Another good way to get job is to also seek jobs from these health care groups. We have loads of them. I don't want to be calling them because it's not a paid advert. So you can go online and check for the care groups and the nursing homes and care agencies in the particular area of the UK you want to work. Now, you can also even Google. You have job search engines a lot in the UK. You have Adizua, you have Indeed Jobs, loads of them. You just go online and specifically put in the areas you want to work. It's going to ask you places. You want to work in nursing home, you want to work as a healthcare assistant, pre-registration nurse, band 5 nurse. What you're looking for is band 5 posts or pre-registration nurses to become registered nurses. Look for these job specifications and then apply for those jobs. Another tip to land your first job is to make your CV UK standard. I remember when I got my first job that I had the normal CVs that we used to have in Nigeria, and my agency was so kind enough that they gave me the formats of the UK CVs and asked me to fill my job description and my experiences in that template of the UK CV. So it's not the same way we write our CVs in our home countries. Our CVs are written and accepted here. There's a particular attention to dates and times. Now, for every start date and every end date, it has to be sequential. You do not have any gaps in your employment, and if you have any gaps in your employment, you should have an explanation for it. You should not have a gap of more than 2 weeks in your jobs, else you are expected to have reasons for those gaps in your in employment and state them. CVs for UK nursing are very, very, very important. They are very particular about start dates and end dates, and they have to be synchronized from the date you got your registration to the present day. Okay, so another way to also land your first job in the UK is to also work with good agencies. Good agencies have a lineup of employers who are already seeking nurses in their establishments. So if you have a good agency, they are just going to place you with a good employer, fast track your interview, and also get you your first job. However, if you don't want to go to the agency, like I said, you can go to the NHS job website, you can go to Indeed Jobs, you can go to the health care groups or groups that have a lot of nursing home and care home in the UK. And you also have good agencies that are out there. If you need any ones, you can ask me and I'm going to tell you through my inbox, but not through my description box in this instance on YouTube. Also, to land your first job, you have to make sure you have written a very concise and informative CV about your job, about your registration, about your career and your experience. You have to detail your experience to person specifications. There's something we call person specification in jobs in the UK. If a job is put out saying we need nurses who have experience in surgical, whatever, or medical nursing or care of the elderly, it is your duty to ensure that your CV specifically points at those person specifications, such as saying I work, even if you just work in a general hospital in your home country, you say I work in a surgical ward in a general hospital in my home country. That way you are fulfilling the person specification. But if you just say that you work in a general hospital, they're going to be like, well, that's not what we want. So you have to ensure you put your CV to have those person specifications as regards those jobs openings they are going to be applying for on the website, so you can have the higher chance of being contacted for an interview. Now, your CV must be tight, you have person specifications, you've applied on the right website, with the right agency, or with the right health agency, or with the right private company who has fully advertised their jobs on their website. Like I said, the best way to apply for a private or a care home job without an agency is to go on their website, contact the HR there, or use the contact form and submit your CV to them. They will always get back to you on those job openings and also plan an interview with you. And if you're going through an agency, the agency is going to link you up. You have to be prepared for the interview. Prepare for your interview with questions that are related to UK, safeguarding, nursing code, ethics, taking care of the patient, the angry patient, safeguarding, medicines management, drug calculation, communication, the C's of nursing, name it, health emergencies such as unconscious person, a faint, a low blood pressure, how to treat a low sugar level, and things like that. These are basic things that you are expected to know and that can be tested during your interview. So prepare for your interview, and do not underestimate the interview because it is a Skype interview. Make sure you are adequately prepared. Dress for the interview as you will dress for an interview that you are going for in person. Do not wear shabby clothing or wear clothes that are not presentable. Be smart is smart and professional, not just casual in your interview. Put on a smile because that is what's going to be your selling point. Nurses are appreciated in the UK when they smile. Even the patients and even the cause of most trust is caring for people with a smile and ensuring continuity. So always put on a smile no matter what your situation is. Answer your questions to the best of your knowledge in a professional and a competent manner. Exude confidence in your interview and show that you know what you are doing. Also, be polite in your interview, answer questions well, and do your best. Ensure you have a good internet connection during your Skype interview, because what's the use of an interview when they do not hear what you're saying or when you keep on breaking on and off? So ensure you have a good network that's going to help you to get that job that you want. Okay? Also, once you've sold yourself through your skills, through your interview, to your CV, await your good news of your first job in the UK. And when your job offer comes, accept. Do well to read the offer and read the conditions attached to your offer. Now, as a registered nurse who has experiences from your home country, you have the right to negotiate your salaries. I say this to every person. The salary that is being offered most nurses coming to the UK is that of a starter. And most nurses who are coming from overseas already have loads of years of experiences behind them. So when you get job offers that do not consider your years of experience, it is your duty and it is your right to also ask that your salary be reviewed. And in 9 out of 10 cases, your salary will be reviewed and you will get a better pay. Do not be afraid to negotiate and ask for a better pay, especially when you have that experience. If you're a new registered nurse, then this is not the case for you. But for a registered nurse who has years of experience behind her, you should be able to negotiate your salary and get better pays for yourself with your employer in the UK. You can do this with your agency, and you do this before you sign your offer letter, because once you sign your offer letter, the deal is done. So when you get your offer letter, read the offers and everything that's been given to you and ensure you're happy with them, both with the pay and all the benefits that's been attached to it. If you have anything you want to ask them or anything you think you deserve, you can ask, and if they're able to do it, they're going to happily tell you they're going to do it. And if they are not going to do it, they will tell you point blank they will not do it. So it is your choice to decide if you want to stay with them or you want to move on, depending on a lot of factors anyway. Okay, so land your first job and then you'll be on your way to coming to the UK. All right, once you get a job, the next thing is for them to apply for a COS for you to be able to apply for a visa that's going to get you to the UK to start your new job. Okay, so I wish you the best in your job search and landing that job. Remember, do your research, find out the place, find out the jobs in the right places with the right agencies, and land that job easily. I tell you, it can be as easy as that. All right, thank you all for watching once again. If you have any question, do well to ask me and I'll do my best to answer, and I'll see you all in my next one. Thank you for watching.